a lot of times we either get into the mindset that our life is done because we made a foolish choice and the consequences are permanent, or we get into the other mindset that it doesn't matter because the blood of Jesus covers, there are no consequences. Both of these are incorrect. So the name of this song is "The Consequence is Not the End." Sin entered the world in the Garden of Eden, sin entered into our heart. It made us think it doesn't really matter whether we obey God or not. Sin entered into the Garden of Eden, and consequence of the fall. The enemy of our soul thought all was lost. The consequence. The consequence was great unto man. He was banished from the presence of God. The consequence was great unto the woman, pain, increase in childbearing. The consequence to Adam and Eve was great, but that wasn't the end. That was just the consequence, the chastening rod of God. The chastening rod of God said, "You will be in pain." The chastening rod of God says, "You show contempt for my name." But the mercy of the God of Abraham said, "The consequence is not the end. I'm coming again." The consequence is not the end. It's only temporal. The consequence is not the end. I'll redeem your soul the same. Though you trample my name, my love you cannot blame. The consequence was great to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The same consequence to you and me when we sin against His majesty. The consequence of our sin is death in eternity. But He redeemed you and I that we did not eternally cry. The consequence that we've borne for ages still. The consequence when we stepped out of Father's will. The consequence is not the end, it's not a permanent thing. Soon will His anthem sing, 'cause it's not a permanent thing. He comes to redeem the earth from the curse. The consequence is not the end.